everybody, my name is Cheri. Welcome to my stamp studio. I am in the middle of a Christmas card series. It's that time of year that if you haven't already decided what your cards are going to look like, you need to decide so you can make sure that you order all the stuff. And then you need to go check your list and make sure you have envelopes and enough paper and maybe ink refills, whatever you need to mass produce. And then once you have your cards done, you can always move to tags or handmade gifts, which in November I will switch to some of those. But to get your cards done and get them out in early December, then it's a good time to be working on them right now. So let me show you just a couple of things. I am going to use Reindeer Fun today, and I have also posted this. So whether or not I'm filming a bunch of cards today, this one will be up. And I don't know if it's the last one I've posted or if I've stuck one in between by the time I get them up. But you can just go back a couple of videos on my channel to find this one. It's not the typical card that you might think goes with this set. Today's is much more, oh, that's Reindeer Fun. But there's that. On this one, I did use a little bit of a sneak peek. It's one of the new folders that will be coming out as part of the online exclusives in November. And also part of that are these embellishments, which will come out in November. Super fun embellishments, and they are part of my thank you gifts if you purchase from me in October. I get my months a little bit confused. So here are just a couple of quick ideas that are also on my channel. This one posted, it's it started out, it was going to just be white, and then I added a little bit of color, and then I added way too much color, and that card you can see on my channel when you watch this video, but it's a fun one. It's really pretty. Here's a couple of other shimmery, shiny cards. I think almost all of these are on my channel. This one is not. My girlfriend made me this one. But you can head to my channel. I was going to try to make a Christmas card playlist of current stuff. I just haven't had time. Maybe by the time this posts, I will have done that. But like I said, today I'm using Reindeer Fun. There is so much with this stamp set. So you can see the little tree. Then obviously the two reindeer. I'm going to use reindeer today. There are bells, there are holly, there is snow, there's sentiments. But then when you look at the dies, there are the deer heads. There's a present, there's a wreath, there's holly. I'm using those. There's a string of bells. There's so many dies in this set. You could get just this bundle and be set for all your cards, tags, gifts, everything you need. So I'm going to use it. I am going to show you, I'm not using the reindeer head again, but this one is on my channel. It was one of the very first cards I posted when the holiday catalog was new. And then this one, if you purchase $50 from me in October, then you will get that tutorial bundle free of charge. You can also buy it. So this one, the other one was much more rustic Christmas kind of card. This one is straight up in your face, all kinds of Christmas colors. So I'm going to start with some shaded spruce for my background. I'm going to make it look like a postage stamp. So we have shaded spruce. Let's just go ahead and stamp the edges. Yeah, I can. I'm going to use the snowflakes that are in the set and my white ink pad and just go around the edges because we're going to cover most of it up. So it just kind of lightens up the shaded spruce. I didn't want to put another folder on it because we have a couple of layers that are going to go on the top. So, and I love the way that the white looks on this darker cardstock. So let me finish going around the edge of this. And then I'm going to use the postage stamp dies. So I went with this size. I'm going to do my white within that, so I'll cut that out in a second. And then this is going to just be a small layer underneath that. So again, I'm going to just do some, not much of the red will show. This will just kind of make it also look festive. So let me stamp the edges of this. All right, so that's all I need with the white ink pad. Grab my black ink pad, and I'm going to use, you could use either of, stuck those together. You could use either of the deers. I went with the mother and daughter, and I'm going to color them in differently on this one than I did on my original, and then I'll just show you the two options that you would have. Originally, I thought I might do this at camp, but then I decided to do the kind of Charlie Brown Christmas tree that I just showed you a second ago. Because at camp, when you do 6 projects, none of them can be too terribly long, right? And sometimes coloring. So I tried to color it fast with watercolor pencils, and it still took a little bit longer than I wanted. Aren't they so cute? And then the Merry Christmas. This is the same one that I did use on the other card. This time I want to try to make it straight. I've been stamping so crooked. I shouldn't have said that because I probably jinxed myself. Well, that's not too bad. So I'm going to run the postage stamp through this. Then I have some green glimmer paper and some white glimmer paper. And this is part of the suite. And then this is part of the postage stamp suite. So I'm going to do it afterwards, and I'll show you when I do that one. So we have our postage stamp, and then I'm going to take this little canceled die and put it here. It only does an impression. It doesn't cut out, so I'll show you what it does after. As you can see, I just rolled it through. You can see it on the back, but it just gives that fun impression like it's been through a postage meter. Super cute. So for this one, the first time I colored it, grab some scrap paper, I used watercolor pencils and an ink pad because the watercolor pencils I thought were too flat. So then I added the ink pad to kind of give her some fur. And then I decided I should have just stuck with blends because they're a little bit faster than doing 2 steps. The watercolor pencils would have been great if the 1 step had worked. So I haven't colored these yet with these. We'll see how they look. I'm going to start with my dark pecan. And remember, the blends can bleed, so you don't want to go too close to the edge. Just kind of let it bleed out and touch the edge first. So this is the dark, and I'm just going to have a little bit of the dark on the baby, and then we'll put more up here. I used blends when I did invitations for my daughter's baby shower. And I had 3 color lifters, and because I used so much color lifters, they're just on that little onesie. But I wanted them to just have color kind of in it, so I used a lot of color lifters. So they're all dried up. So I've ordered some more, but I can't use a color lifter on this. So I have to remember as I do it to not do darker than what I want it to be. So now you can see, now that it's kind of bled up, I can go right up to that edge. And I want Mama Deer to be a little bit darker than Baby Deer. I'm not sure how many browns I need, so I have a couple on the table. Normally, by the time I show you guys, unless it's new catalog and I'm doing it on the fly, I already know what I'm going to do, but since I'm switching this one. So I'm doing all of the shading on Mama Deer over here on the left-hand side. Just go back and give her ever so slightly. So that was dark pecan pie. Let's now go to light pecan pie and see if we need more colors than just this. Kind of swirl this around in here. That looks pretty good. I have some other browns. I might add just a little stripe of, let's do bronze. Just to give them a little bit more highlights up here. Blend that line right there, and then I think we're done. That was faster than the color with watercolor pencils, blend the watercolor pencils, and then go back over the top with an ink pad. But I will show you, it's a pretty effect. It was just a lot of work. And I didn't want that much work on a Christmas card. So now we're going to take this, we're going to add it, and you'll see just a little bit of the red shows, but it kind of makes that pop. So add this here. And then I have the shaded spruce ribbon, which is, I wanted red and green. I've done my black and white Christmas card. I've done my pink sparkly Christmas card. I've done some rustic Christmas cards. I did the all white, and then I was like, I'm ready for traditional, beautiful reds and greens. Turn that. I'm just going to have this ready to stick on my card now. You want to put it close to the top because we still have to add our holly. So I want to make sure I have room there for the holly. I did get my postage stamps from the post office. I'm always sad when I wait in line because most of the time I don't have to. I mail lots of stuff, but they know me, so they let me just leave it. But I was waiting in line to get some stamps for the baby invitation, so I thought, well, I'll go ahead and get my Christmas stamps too. They didn't have very nice ones to choose from. But I had to wait in line, and I wasn't eager to do that again, so I just went ahead and got them. I think they were ornaments. I like them when they were like this. I used to get this kind and in the like the mother and child. I want them to look Christmassy, right? They're Christmas ones. Sometimes I feel like these days they're kind of making them Christmas without trying to offend anybody that they're Christmas. But there's so many to pick from. If you don't want Christmas, get something else. So we'll add this here. Then this, I'm going to use glue would be best. I'm just going to grab my Seal Plus. When you do anything on top of the glimmer paper, it often doesn't stick, so you need a good adhesive. And then for my embellishments, I wanted embellishments because again I want it to be Christmassy, but there's not a whole lot of places to put them on this card without making it be more. So I've got the peppermints. These are due back in, I think the next week, which maybe this week when this actually is, the week of the 21st. So I'm just going to add 3 right on the top of the berries. We didn't have red glimmer paper. I thought about coloring the glimmer paper with my blend, but then once I decided to put these on top, I like it with the blends better. I think it has more of a postage stamp colored look. So here's the other one. It's fine, but I wasn't pleased when I stopped. So I just kept going, and sometimes you just need to stop. This one's better. So keep watching through the end of October. I will keep doing Christmas cards. The very end of October into the beginning of November, I'm going to show you sneak peeks from the online exclusives that you can purchase in early November. So we're going to take a little break from Christmas cards because that stuff is not Christmas, the online exclusives. But there will be, if you're in Card Club, that's when you're going to get your sneak peek because we're going to use some of that stuff. I think I've already told you which ones we're using. So everybody have a great one. Bye.